Hey everybody, Ron Bielefeld, Whistling Wings Photography. I am so excited. I'm out of my boat this morning photographing barred owls with a brand new lens. This is the introduction of this lens. It is the OM System 50-200. Wait for it now. Wait for it. 50-200 2.8. 2.8. No variable aperture. Okay, I know what you're saying right now. You're out photographing birds with a 200mm maximum focal length lens. That's not going to cut it for birds. Hey, you got to remember, full frame equivalent on a micro four thirds sensor on the OM1 Mark II, that's a 100-400. And then if you shoot with the 2x on it, like I've been doing this morning off and on, it becomes a 200-800 5.6. And as a bird photographer, who does not want a 200-800 5.6 that is this small, light, compact, easy to shoot, handhold all morning long, all day long, panning, doing this kind of, hey, unbelievable lens, image quality, you say, even with a 2x teleconverter, what's it like? Hey, wait until you see some of the images I've taken with this lens in the very short amount of time I've had it. They're coming up, and I'll talk more about what I love about this lens. So if you're interested in hearing more about the brand new OM System, 50-200, 2.8, it says 50-200, 2.8, 50-200, 2.8, stay tuned. Okay, back in the studio now, after being out shooting with the new OM System 50-200 F2.8. Yeah, I know you can't really see it. 50-200 F2.8. It's like I showed you in the introduction to this. And I did a lot of shooting with this attached. This is the OM1 Mark II. And this is the 2x teleconverter. That made this a 200-800 f5.6. Great combinations for bird photography. And that's what I do. Those of you who have watched my channel for a while now, hopefully for a long time, I've been doing this for a while now, know that I'm a bird photographer, principally a bird photographer. And 50-200, no. Probably wouldn't use that very much, but on the micro four thirds sensor in this camera, the OM1 Mark II, it is a 100-400. Then you put this on here and you get a 200-800 f5.6. And I'm going to take you on 4 different shoots I did with this combination. This on, this off, you know. Sometimes it was on, sometimes it was off. And I'm going to show you the results. And we're going to talk about this lens overall. Can't discuss everything in a short video, but I'm going to touch on the highlights, things like image quality, of course, without and with the 2x teleconverter attached. We'll talk about autofocus speed, accuracy, this lens on this camera. We'll talk about IS, image stabilization of this system. Amazing, I'm telling you. If you shot this, you know, the OM1 Mark II, now on the 50-200, unbelievable hand holdability. Is that a word? Hand holdability. Anyway, unbelievable image stabilization. What else will we talk about? The portability. 200-800, 100-400, f2.8. Yeah, you can't get much lighter and smaller at that range. How about how close you can? The minimum focus distance on this system is insane. 600 f4, you know, you got to be a ways back. you don't have to worry about it. But anyway, we're going to talk about all this in some detail. I'm going to take you on 4 shoots. And we're going to start out at the ocean, at the Atlantic Ocean. It's kind of a tidal area. And we're going to be looking at shooting different wading bird species, stuff like that. I had a really cool experience with a reddish egret. They dance in the shallow water trying to catch fish. Amazing what this lens did there. The autofocus right on this bird all the time. The small, it's so small and light that working in an environment like this, walking through the water, getting really low, holding the camera low, using the LCD screen to get really low, not an issue. You can do it all day long. And I got some really great shots. And as you can see from these images, I think the image quality, both with the 2x and without it, is amazingly good. Amazingly good. Super happy, super fun shooting with this system. The next place I went to a scrub preserve near here. I was after Florida scrub jays, an endangered species. A little bit different type of photography there. Small passerine bird, bopping around in bushes and trees, walking through sugar sand, doing anything with this system. Again, I'm going to harp on the portability of this over and over again because I'm not getting any younger, and carrying my 600 F4 around, it gets to be tiring. This is not tiring. You can see the type of habitat I was in. See a little bit of the bird. I know it's tough from the camera angle and wide angle. It looks like it's a mile away, but hey, look at the images. Didn't get a lot of great images of this species on this trip that I made. But again, it's just about the ability of the autofocus. This combination with this new 50-200, even with the 2x attached to it, it is one of the best I've used for finding and staying on birds amongst branches and dirty backgrounds. It really is really good at that. It really is really good at that. Let's say really a few more times. Great there. Image stabilization, handheld at 800 millimeters. The IS on this system is so good that I didn't care. I didn't worry about it. I set my settings where they needed to be to get the images I needed, and it worked out great. Next trip I took, I went to photograph barred owls on my boat. This was a fun shoot with this camera system. This lens, again, I'm going to say it again. You can shoot it all day long. And you're not going to have to worry about getting tired holding this system. Being able to pan with birds, owl coming right at me, not an issue with something this nimble, this light, this agile. One thing I really liked about this, with this lens, the OM1 Mark II, the IS, there's an auto setting, and that means it's going to figure out, are you panning this way, are you panning that way, are you still, and it's going to adjust what it allows you to do, how it's going to stabilize, right? Is it going to stabilize this motion? Is it going to stabilize this motion, or is it going to try to stabilize everything? The auto with this lens worked really great. It seemed to determine that I was panning pretty quickly, and it allowed me to do that while providing me a very, very stable viewfinder and some really sharp images. Some images of the owls that I was able to get, both flight shots, which of course we're always after, I'm always after, as well as perched images with and without, again, the 2x attached. Just super. In those scenarios where we were either doing, let's say, the egret, the reddish egret, or these owls, sometimes far away, sometimes getting closer, and you can't really do anything immediately. You can't just back up. The bird's getting really close. The flexibility of the zoom is so nice over, let's say, a 600 f4 prime. Image quality. It's great throughout the range, but it's the flexibility of the zoom that I love so much. And what's nice about this lens is I can just turn it with I can hold it like this and just turn it with my thumb. It's smooth. The throw is not long. It's internal, of course, the zoom. I love it. I love this kind of flexibility and functionality in a zoom. Who doesn't want the flexibility of a zoom when you're shooting birds? You never know how close or how far you're going to be, if they're going to fly right at you and all of a sudden be very close. And just the flexibility of a zoom. Awesome. The implementation of the zoom ring and the smoothness and the throw distance on this lens is, I think, great. I love it. All right, and the final outing I took with this lens was up to South Carolina. I live in Florida, but I took this to South Carolina, and we went out and photographed shorebirds out there. Primary subject we were after, American oyster catchers. One of my favorite birds to photograph. A little bit of wind. Coastal South Carolina, one of the best places to photograph them. Here in Florida, we don't have any oysters left. Not where I am. We used to have oyster catchers here, and I digress. Anyway, up to South Carolina, out we go, and just like every other shoot I did with this lens and camera combination, it was a blast. We're out on a boat again. I love shooting wetland-related birds, wetland-associated birds, and to have the portability, the flexibility, the ease of working with this on a boat, getting low, stabilizing on a rocking boat. Just, you can take a look at the images for yourself. It's really, really fun. Really, really competent system producing great images. That's all I can say about this trip. What else can we talk about this lens? I mean, let's just go again and talk about the minimum focus distance with this. I've been in a situation before with my 600 f4 or whatever, and it's too close. You want to fill the frame, right? Get a profile shot of the head or something like that, and I find myself backing up, trying to back up. Well, you don't have to worry about it with this. I mean, the minimum focus distance without the teleconverter at 50 millimeters, this is essentially a macro lens. And then you go all the way to 100, which on this body, of course, we're talking 100 to 400 millimeters. You know, the magnification you get is akin to a macro lens, as close as you can get to your subject. You put the 2 times on, and it's still unbelievably close to minimum focus distance. So now you have this new lens, the 50 to 200 2.8, to go along with the 150 to 400 with the 1.25 teleconverter built into it, and you've got a focal length range that you can cover for birds, for wildlife. Those are the only 2 lenses you'd ever need, putting it on a body like the OM1 Mark II. Yeah. I don't know if there's much else we need to talk about. Image quality. Autofocus, fast, accurate. Image quality is great. Oh, how about build? How about build quality of this lens? Well, I haven't found any that's better. They have the best weather sealing of anything out there. I don't care if you're talking about Canon, Sony, Nikon. Doesn't matter. They've got the best weather sealing you can get. You can take this system and shoot it in the pouring down rain. Don't even have to worry about putting a weather cover over it, rain jacket on it. I mean, I would normally if I could, but if you get caught out in something, and hey, storms can pop up around here in Florida right now really fast, I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, so weather sealing, and there you have it. An unbelievably portable system you can take anywhere. Well, hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed putting it together. It was a blast to shoot this light little combination here and get unbelievable, really, results for what you're carrying around. Hey, until next time, I hope you have great light. I hope you're getting great images. You need to be safe. That's the most important thing. And hey, consider, if you have this system especially, the new OM System 50-200 F2.8. Hey, see you soon.